Now, a Japanese aerospace company trying to put a lander on the surface of the moon says it has lost contact with the craft. The lander, Resilience, is owned by iSpace, and this is only the third time in history that a private company has tried to reach the moon. It's also the first time a company outside the US has achieved this feat. Resilience is an uncrewed spacecraft which was carried into orbit by a SpaceX rocket in January.
2, 1, ignition, and liftoff. Go iSpace.
Keith Cowing's a space expert and editor of NASAWatch.com. He joins us from Washington, D.C. Any moment now. There he is. Welcome, Keith. Now, iSpace, the Japanese enterprise, they lost communication as the lander approached the surface of the moon. We seem to hear that a lot when people try and do this.
Yeah, it's going to the moon is straightforward. Orbiting the moon is straightforward. Coming down close to the moon, sending pictures is straightforward, but landing is always hard. They were going kind of fast when they lost the telemetry of the data. So I really don't think we have a healthy spacecraft on the moon. We may have a crashed spacecraft.
Right. So getting this far, is that getting as far as actually starting to approach the moon to try and land? Is that standard, or is that actually quite an achievement?
I don't know, when you go home tonight, you kind of want to get home, right? I mean, having a car accident around the corner from your house doesn't really help things. So, the idea is to go to the moon and land there. And we sort of have, again, the notion of going to the moon and going around it is easier than doing all the rocketry so that the thing lands exactly how you want it. So I'm happy that they made it that far. I just wish they would have gone a little bit further and a little slower.
So what's the chances then? Now this thing has disappeared at speed, do we expect to hear from it ever again? Or is that it now? Do we just look for the next one?
Well, whether you use metric or English units, 187 kilometers an hour coming in at speed is not a good thing. I really don't think there's much of the spacecraft left to operate. I'd be happy to be surprised. An earlier spacecraft landed sort of upside down and managed to send some information back, but it's doubtful. I'd love to be proven wrong.
Okay. And it was heading for the north of the moon, which I understand is largely unexplored. Why is that?
Well, that's precisely it. It has had a lander up there. They've traditionally gone in the equator around of the moon, or we've had a couple go in the South Pole. China's been on the far side, but we've just never had a spacecraft land in the northern part of the moon. It's just as unknown and interesting as the rest of the moon, and this is the first attempt to do so. Okay, and this is the first time a private company outside the US has managed to get this far. But we've done this. We've been to the moon. Why are we still doing this? Well, why are we still doing this? Because we have a lot more to learn. I'll be 70 in October. I watched things land on the moon when I was a little boy. So, we've done it. It's just that, it is a difficult thing to do. And, it maybe explains why we haven't gotten further, because it is difficult. And if we don't practice doing it, we forget how to do it. So we're now practicing again. Hopefully we'll get it right. China's had a good track record. We had a good track record. All these other companies, not so good.
Good talking to you as ever, Keith. Keith Cowing from NASAWatch.com.